First thing you want to do here, you want to hold the control stick to the right. If you do that when you come out of the ship, you'll just start walking a lot quicker. And you can get over to this Nico supply truck maybe a second or two faster. Now here. I like to do a little break there and then head towards the door. And you when you park, you want to jam the control stick forward. By doing that, it makes it more likely that you'll jump out in front of the Jeep, which I did there, which allows you to skip the cutscene where Daisy warns you about the first harvester wave, which saves a few seconds. Alright, so after this, I'm just gonna drive over here. There's a saloon over here. We're gonna switch cars. You wanna park the Nico supplies on the left side of the saloon. By doing that, you'll usually jump out either behind the Nico supplies or to the right of it, which allows you to get into the saloon faster. So now, alright, we got a little boost from the harvester wave. That's not necessary. So we're gonna go in here into this little. When you get to the top of this hill, what you're gonna want to do, you want to turn the saloon a nudge to the right and pop out and jump out as you start to go down the hill. And if you do that with a little bit of luck, you'll jump out on the left side of the vehicle and be able to enter the little bunker a little quicker. So let's see if it works. No, it didn't work. Sometimes that'll just happen. In here, since we have to come in here to get the TNT/dynamite anyway, may as well pick up the machine gun. It'll help later in a few spots. So we'll grab that and we'll grab the TNT. We'll be using this later. So now we want to take this road. We can cut some corners here too. You don't have to stay on the road. And we're going to go to the town where normally in the story the aliens would catch a town on fire. We don't have to worry about this. We're just coming here for this bike. And now, the next thing. If you see this sign right there in front of us, we're gonna want to turn the bike and go just off to the right of that sign, and then I'll show you. Start brake boosting a lot, and when you go through here, you want to occasionally nudge to the right, and that'll stop you most of the time from ending up in the water. Now here, obviously, we're going to go up to the processor. In order to get up to the processor, you have to tap the brake as you're going up the hill, otherwise you will not be able to make it up with the hill. And so, now when you get up to this processor, as you're coming up the hill, you want to try to position yourself so you're kind of aiming towards, from your perspective, his left foot. By doing that, after you kill him, you're going to be in a much better position to sneak around this side and get around him. Now, I'm just going to drive up here slowly to talk about this. So when you're right here, if we just stop right here, you can see in front of me, under where it says play, there's a little point there where the ground sticks out. If I back up the hill to where the processor was, which we'll do, I actually want to go up the hill. When you come downhill, you want to brake boost, kind of turn. You can see the point. If you hit the point, you'll just jump right over there, and you don't even have to take the bridge, and that's pretty consistent. So then, come over here, and right here, you can see right there, above the map icon, you can see the top of a tree. By doing that, as you come over here, you can avoid bouncing off that tree. Alright, let's not go in the water. You want to come around here, and this is a setup for the next trick, the Grease Tube Bike Jump. You want to kind of, as you come up, you want to end up hitting this general spot right here. So we'll back up a lot. And hopefully this will work, and hopefully it won't bounce off the rock. Which I like to do, I like to bounce off that rock in speedrun. So you want to be brake boosting as much as possible. Go just to the left of the rock, you'll hit that spot, and you'll, well, that wasn't a good one, but it's an okay one. But that's because I didn't have as much speed as I normally would, because normally I wouldn't stop to show you where to line up. So this is still alright. Alright, so then just walk up here. The machine gun has huge range. You don't even need to get like really close to the processor. You can just walk over, aim. And if you shoot it from the perspective his right cheek, that's the spot where he'll take damage from passive. So that's where you want to aim there. And now we're going to head on to Grease 3. And hopefully I won't like end up in the water when I demonstrate the TNT launch, so just kind of head down here now. Right here, you'll see in front of me the ground sticks out to a little point. When you drive the boat down, right after that point, you want to hang a hard left and just drive into the coast like that. And if you do that, you'll always jump out of the boat in an area where you're standing on solid ground, so you don't have to worry about the swimming animation. So we're just gonna run over and grab this Nico surprise and just cut through here. Brake boosting constantly, because for some reason in this game, tapping the brake over and over makes you go faster. You come around here, you want to shoot that Goliath, because running over him will cost you like a half a second in here. When you park the truck and jump off, hold the control stick to the right. That will make it so that you'll almost always jump out on the proper side with easy access to the bike. So here, you want to come down this road, drive to the left of this house, around this house. Well, that wasn't exactly right. I think you want to go right at the house. Just come over here, and up here, you'll see this right here. When you get to the top of here, you do not want to drive full speed over here. You want to like tap the brake at the top of this hill, otherwise you're going to jump and land over by the statue on the far right, which where you don't want to be. You want to come down and kind of park your bike like this. And if you do that, normally you'll jump out on the right side. And this is a pretty good position to start setting up the TNT launch. So I actually need to get my timer out, because I actually use my split timer. I'm just gonna start it. From the time you put down the TNT, you wanna enter the door a little bit more than, I think it's a little more than 8 seconds after you drop the TNT. And if you do that, you'll go in the door and your invincibility frames will help you survive the launch. And there's some aliens coming, so I'm just gonna kill them. You won't need to worry about killing these guys. I'm just gonna kill them because they're gonna be annoying. Is anything else? Is he just gonna stand up there? Alright, apparently he's just gonna stand up there. There's a mosquito coming. Alright, that should be right, so... Ideally, for TNT launch, you want to be kind of standing in this general area. And this is a fast setup, so this will end runs quite frequently. So you want to, like, be standing in this general area, and there's another mosquito coming. I'm just gonna kill it. You want to be standing... Alright, now they're coming! Alright. Am I gonna die to these guys? What else is shooting at me? Alright, nothing else is shooting at me. Alright. So that's kind of dumb. So you want to be standing in kind of this general area. It's kind of hard when you jump off the bike to get yourself into the exact right spot, though. So, let's get our TNT out. That's probably a little bit too far this way. So you wanna... I like to aim myself so that I'm aiming at the very right edge of the statue. So I'm gonna put my TNT down. And hopefully this works. Just like walk forward on the TNT. And jump in the door. Alright, so sometimes that will happen. Unfortunately. If that happened to me, I would just reset, but I'm gonna try it again, just for a purpose of continuing this, and our bike didn't make it, but that's alright. So let's try it again. Alright. Hopefully this will work. This is gonna be the far launcher. Wait, alright, so... This isn't really where I wanted to land. I would reset with this launch. But, I'm over where I want to be, so I can explain. Ideally, there's a town in this area. Ideally, you'll land in the vicinity of this town, so that you can take this saloon. I mean, I didn't do the fast setup. Try the fast setup because I would have been here forever. So you can grab the saloon. Hopefully you'll land pretty close to it, or closer than I did, and then just drive up to the airfield. So up here, if you want to cut across here, and when you hit this, take your hand off the gas. When you do that jump, take your hand off the gas. Otherwise, there's a chance you'll just go bouncing off way to the right and lose a bunch of seconds. So talk to this guy. Don't want to accept the flight training. Just decline the flight training, exit the building, and grab a plane. So for the processor, you want to fly just a little bit. Not quite due south, but a little bit southeast. You'll go over the saloon which you drove up to the airfield with, which magically reappeared, and you'll see this texture here. When you get over this rock texture, turn due south. You'll go over an alien thing, and we should be heading right towards the processor now. Yeah, you'll see this cliff texture. If you come over and you'll go over this road, you're right on track. And there's a mosquito there, so let's just shoot it. Now here. Coming up, there's gonna be a wave of 5 little red bugs in front of the processor. I personally, it's safer to go above them and slow down, but that actually, because if they touch your plane, it can make your plane nosedive into the ground. So going above them is safer. I'm gonna go below them. You want to get like low to the ground and just kind of fly through, and you'll see there they are. We're gonna go through. The reason I do this is it puts you in a really good spot. You can just fly in and take the process route. I didn't even have to slow down there. And now, so we're gonna turn to the northwest, not a little more west-northwest than northwest. And there's gonna be the Nico supplies that we parked by the motorcycle. It's right here. You can use this as a guide. I was a little bit too far west-southwest. You can use that Nico supplies as a guide to find the shield portal to the generator, and you want to be just a little west and north as you come in on the generator, and you'll see the missiles. Now I'm gonna before I go in on this tower, I want to talk about this tower. If the missiles hit your plane, it's gonna send you into the ground, and you're gonna lose your plane, and you're gonna have a lot of problems. So you're gonna wanna, but the shield tower missiles, there is a limit to how high they can go. So if you fly high enough, they will not be able to hit you. So I'm gonna get above the, and you'll get this message. You want to slow down a little bit. You don't want to come into this tower too fast. So I slowed down a little bit, and I'm going to aim. I'm going to hit this pod, turn, hit this pod, fly over, land here, turn, take out the other two pods, and I'm taking a lot of damage, but this should be alright, and take out the tower. That's a strat. That's the best strat for the tower, but it's going to take a little bit of practice to get used to doing that. An alternate method for fighting the tower, and I'm going to pause after this cutscene so I can talk about the stupid crab. An alternate method for the tower is that cannon that was in front of us as I was approaching it. Instead of what I did, you can shoot that cannon and then shoot the pod in the front of the tower that's facing you. And then just land your plane and drive around the tower shooting the other pods. That's slower, but it's a little safer. So for new runners, maybe that's the approach you want to take. But honestly, the fast strat that I did with practice is not that hard, so I would recommend that one. Alright, so now the crab. This crab is the biggest troll in the entire game. All he wants to do is charge you and use his pincers to send you flying to the other side of the arena. The strategy that I use when fighting him, at the start of the fight, I'm going to slowly back up. And from your perspective, you want to aim at the bottom left pincer because it will drop the frag cannon pickup that you're going to use for the remainder of the fight. So, let's trigger the crab. Alright. So, here he comes. So, slowly back up, aim at the pisser. Now, as you can see, he charged me. What I want by doing that is, if you get towards the wall, just start sliding around to the right while keeping on the pisser. Sometimes, if you slowly back away and shoot, he'll just stop and fire rockets at you, which is what you want. Because then you don't have to worry about him charging and knocking you like across the screen. Because when you're doing the slide around to the left shooting you, sometimes he'll pincer smash the ground and just send you flying and cost you a bunch of time. So for this part, you want to wait until you'll see the power-ups drop. That's when you go in, and obviously he trolled. You want to wait till the last minute to go in for the power-ups to lessen the chance of he'll destroy you. And after you get the frag cannon, just switch to the frag cannon and just, at this point it's a pretty simple fight. Just keep shooting frag cannon at him and he'll die. no way to manipulate him. So just at the beginning, slowly back away, take out the left prisoner so you can get the frag cannon. Wait until you actually see the power-ups spawn before going in to try to grab him. If you just like go under the crab to get the power-ups, most likely he's just gonna ground smash and send you flying across the arena. So just wait till you see the power-ups before you go in for them. Alright, so that was Grace. So I'm gonna quit out here. And I don't need this timer anymore.